Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another TV show review. Kind of. So I did the same thing with Blind Spot, and now I'm going to do it for The Walking Dead. And it's basically because I have no time to actually do individual reviews for every single episode, if you haven't noticed. So I did a review for No Way Out when it came out, so that's episode 9. Yesterday, episode 14 came out. So what am I going to do? I'm basically going to be doing a review for episodes 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 right now. Episode 10 is The Next World. Episode 11 is Not Untie. Episode 12 is Not Tomorrow Yet. Episode 13 is The Same Boat. And episode 14 is Twice as Far. So how am I going to do this? Basically, how I'm going to do this, I'm going to do the 10-second spoiler warning as usual. If you guys have yet to actually watch any of those episodes and haven't already, 10-second spoiler warning as usual. As usual. After that, I'm going to be giving my individual thoughts of each episode and then rating them. So like this episode will be like, for example, episode episode 10 will be like an 8 out of 10. Episode 11 will be like a 7 out of 10, something like that. Actually, those are probably the ratings for those two already, but you'll get to my reasons why. So 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. So 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch episodes 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 of The Walking Dead and haven't already, of season 6 of The Walking Dead and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I give you fair warnings, because as usual, I did. So as usual, quick synopsis for every single episode, then likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So basically episode 10, The Next World. That's bulk of that episode is Rick and Daryl. They're out trying to find supplies. They run across Jesus, played by Tom Payne. So it's Paul Jesus Monroe. He's basically Paul Jesus Monroe from the comics. Jesus is kind of like a nickname. In the TV show, they decided to call him Paul Rovia, just kind of to differentiate him from the Monroe family that's at the Alexandria safe zone, so there's no confusion. It's basically them going on a wild goose chase, trying to find supplies and trying to figure out who the hell this Paul Rovia character is. They're being really hairy, and it's probably one of the more lighthearted episodes of The Walking Dead ever. Straight up, it's probably one of their most it's a lot of fun. It's like, and like the banter between Jesus and Daryl, that was pretty funny. And I don't think we've seen an episode of Rick and Daryl just kind of them hanging out like bros. I don't think, if we have, it's been maybe like a long time, to be honest, but I highly doubt it. We've had moments, but not like a whole full episode. So that was pretty good. And then Jesus kind of comes. So that was pretty good. I really liked that episode. Tom Payne, really liked him. He's more agile. I will say there was this one part where I was thinking there's like almost no way he could have caught up to them, and they're basically in this truck, and they tied him up on the side of the road. They tied him up, and I guess somehow he managed to untie himself fast enough so they don't notice from the mirrors, from the side mirrors of the car or the truck, and he managed to jump on top of the caravan or whatever, because it's like one of those moving trucks, if you know what I mean, with the big trailer behind it. So so that was pretty good. So episode 10, The Next World. So episode 10, The Next World, as I said before already, 8 out of 10. So I'll give that one an 8 out of 10. Next up, let's see. Next up, we have Not Untie. So we start off pretty comedic off episode 10. At the end of episode 10, just a quick refresher, we have Jesus who manages to sneak into Michonne and Rick's room. Oh yeah, by the way, at the end of episode 10, Michonne and Rick become a couple. They have sex and everything. At the end, that episode, he comes into the room and says, Rick, we need to talk, and Michonne and Rick just come out buck-ass naked, about to, I wouldn't say kill him, but make sure, I guess harm him, protect themselves, whatever. Leading into episode 11, and he's basically explaining the Hilltop, what's been going on with the Hilltop. More or less, we get to the introduction of Gregory, kind of an asshole, just like in the comics, and Not Untie was basically what I pictured it to be. It's proper introduction to the Hilltop. It wasn't like season 5, when they introduced the Alexandra and them. I believe they introduced it in them. No, or was it some forget or try or some forget or spend one of those episodes. In the episode they introduced Alexandria, I thought that was one of the worst episodes of any TV show. Period. I was so disappointed in that one, and I didn't want it to be like a similar situation where it was just a really disappointing episode to a huge part in the comics, and it was actually really good. I really did enjoy it. The stuff with the stuff with Ethan, because he was a minor, like a one issue minor character from the comics. He has a similar death. But I do kind of like how they explain more of Negan and who Negan is and who the saviors are through this episode. So I really did like that. 7 out of 10, as I already said before. Then we have Not Tomorrow Yet, probably one of the most tense episodes The Walking Dead has ever had, in my opinion. And yeah, you basically you have Rick and the group. They ambush one of the savior outposts. They decide to ambush one of the savior outposts because they can. I mean, really, it's just to defend the hilltop and to defend themselves to a certain extent. But it is one of the most tense episodes there has ever been, in my opinion. And you have, everybody sneaking around this outpost. I mean, they first have to kill off the 2 guards. Pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Distinctive, I want to say. Distinctive, I believe that's a word. So yeah, and even the stuff leading up to them going into this compound, them trying to find Gregory's head. Apparently one of those 3 severed heads. They had to decide from like 3 severed heads that they chose from mockers. Apparently one of those heads was based off Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. Apparently it's the third one on the one on the right. It's because it's 3 heads. Apparently the one on the right is based off Johnny Depp and as Jack Sparrow and Captain Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't see it, to be honest. I really don't see it, but okay. Yeah, Greg Nicoteri stated, yeah, one of the heads is based off my head, the other one is based off Johnny Depp and Pirates of the Caribbean, and the third one is just based off someone random. The one they chose is my head, Greg Nicoteri's head, but the one on the far right, is the one based off Johnny Depp. So I'm like, okay, I don't see it, but whatever, let's just go with it. So yeah, and then the compound scene, that was probably I wouldn't say it's one of the best episodes of the series. I mean, I'd say maybe top 20, but I'd say it is one of the better episodes of this season as a whole. It's so tense. You have Glenn who finally kills his first. It's like he kills like 6 people here, or just about 6 people in this episode, and it's really well done. One thing that I found really striking, I don't hear many people mentioning it, is that when he kills his first person, I guess, or his first victim, the way they light it, his eyes just turn completely black, as if there's no more humanity in him, and I thought that was really impactful, and I really did like that, and I'm just kind of surprised that nobody really talks about that. But then we get a pretty cool shootout. One of the saviors wakes up, sees Sasha and Abraham. He sets off the alarm, and everybody's shooting up again. Some pretty cool deaths. We have Abraham who breaks into, it seems like, the pot room. Yeah, it seems like the pot room. So we get some pretty cool kills from the survivors, and yeah, pretty incredible tallies. Because at this point, they as of episode and from episode 12, they've killed about 30 people, it appears, and by the end of episode 14, it seems they've killed about 40 people, or 40 people. So yeah, the numbers of the kill ratio between saviors and the Alexandrites, the kill count between Rick's group and the saviors is like 40-1. I'm gonna get to that one at the end, and once I get to episode 14. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say like 40.5 if you understand. Again, episode 14. So yeah, now we have episode 13, The Same Boat. In that episode, we have Carol and Maggie. They've been captured by the saviors. They were gonna go into the compound, kill the rest of the saviors within the compound originally, but since Maggie is pregnant, she and Carol decided to stay back, kind of defend the cars and whatever. But once they hear the alarms, they decide to go. Carol doesn't really want her to go, but Maggie is adamant that she has to go. And then they're captured by some of the saviors that managed to escape or that were around that area. And in the same boat, it's more of a character-driven episode. You have Maggie and Carol. You have Maggie and Carol. They're good guys, and they encounter this group of saviors who's kind of like their opposites. They've gone through the same shit they have. They've just kind of taken a darker side. You have Polly. She's pretty interesting. It seems like her backstory is that she was a secretary. Paula or Polly. They call her both in the episode. Her official name is Paula, but her nickname seems to be Polly. But whatever. So her backstory is that once, that she was a secretary, for this boss, she killed the boss when she realized that the world's going to shit because she already knows she lost her family, and after she started hitting double digits on her kill count, she was like, fuck, I'm just gonna see where it takes me, and she just kills. So she's killed at least 11 people, at least 10 people, sorry, her boss, and then 9 other people, and maybe even more. So yeah, you have this group. You also have this one girl called Michelle. Same situation. She lost her boyfriend to the attack. Her boyfriend got blown up when Daryl threw the grenade. Let's just go with that, with the rocket launcher. So she tried to search for her boyfriend, and then stuff happened. Her boyfriend got blown up, and she does find out about that. But yeah, we kind of just see how the Saviors have kind of reacted to Rick's group, or some of the Saviors have reacted to Rick's group, and how what's happened to them. And overall, it was just a lot of character-driven, mostly focused on Maggie and Carol, and how they kind of view themselves in the apocalypse at the end. And as of now, you get a pretty cool showdown between Carol and the Polly character, and Polly dies at the end. And yeah, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'll give the same boat a 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, just to go over it very fast, for Next World, I'll give it a 8 out of 10. For Not Untied, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. For Not Tomorrow Yet, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. And for the same boat, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And as now, we come to our latest episode, Twice as Far. So yeah, this is the one that premiered last night, or depends when I upload this, but it came out last night at the point as of when I'm recording this. And basically what happened in that episode, you have two groups. Abraham and Eugene is one group, and then the other group is Daryl, Rosita, and Denise. And they're basically trying to scavenge for supplies. Denise says that there's this apothecary. I believe that's how you pronounce the word. There's this apothecary that could contain medicine. But thing is that Denise is also very adamant of wanting to leave the Alexandria safe zone to prove that she could defend herself. So they do that. They reach this apothecary. Denise at first is kind of frightened by the whole idea of zombies. Like she says she's trying to toughen up, but Gerald and Rosita they're basically babysitting her. Let's just go with that. They're basically babysitting her, telling her to stay back, and we'll do the work, and you just see what goes on, kind of. So yeah, then you have Eugene and Abraham. They find like this factory. I suppose it's a factory, and it's basically where they could make bullets, and that comes into play in All Out War and later on in the comics. So it is pretty interesting to see how this is going to go from here and develop. I was about to say develop, but develop as the show goes on. So I really did like that. You also got a pretty cool walker that Eugene and Abraham go against. It seems like the metal, like when he died or how he died or whatever. It seems like the metal kind of went into his head, so it just kind of forms like this metal helmet or lead helmet. That was actually a pretty cool walk, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, and then we get the return of Dwight when he kills Denise. Yeah, he kills Denise. Denise has Abraham's death. Yeah, in the comics, Abraham gets an arrow to the head. Here, Denise gets the arrow to the head, and it was one of those things you really didn't expect. You didn't expect her to die. First off, you didn't expect her to leave the safe zone to begin with. So that's why you didn't expect her to die. So I did like that. And the thing is, however, that when she started talking, because she started giving this big emotional speech, that, Daryl's just like my brother, Daryl, you were just like my brother, you guys were tough and dangerous or whatever, but you guys still made, you guys were still brave. Same thing with Rosita. And I was just kind of wondering, when is she gonna get the arrow to the head? When is she gonna get the arrow to the head? Oh shit. So all those things you're kind of just cringing at, because you know it's gonna happen, but you really don't want her to die, because she's helpful because she is a doctor, and she's she's one of the better. I mean, most of the Alexandrites know how to defend themselves, okay, but you still want her to survive. It's not like Olivia where nobody gives a shit. Like, they showed Olivia like 10 times in this episode. I'm like, why don't you just fucking die? Nobody gives a shit about you. Like, I fucking hate Olivia. Even in the comics, she's just a waste of space. When you want to talk about useless characters, you talk about Lori, sure, and maybe T-Dog, sure, but Olivia, that's when you get into useless. Like at least Father Gabriel has some development in the TV. He has a shit ton of development in the TV show, and at least he has some of the comics. They never develop Olivia. I mean, Rosita, they same thing happens, okay? Like, in the TV show and the comics, they really don't develop Rosita that much. Like, they develop her, like, a bit, but, like, it's, like, one of those things you kind of expect. Like, yeah, I kind of expect this kind of development, but at least they try to develop her. With Olivia, they just don't give a shit. So I'm like, why are you still alive? Why can't you just fucking die? So, yeah, I fucking hate Olivia. Because she's such a useless piece of fucking shit. She's a waste of space. So yeah, I kind of wish she would have gotten the arrow to the head. It still would have been it would have been a pretty cool death for a useless character, I suppose. But yeah, then you get some pretty iconic comic book moments at the end. Eugene biting Dwight's dick off. To begin with, a pretty nice shootout, and yeah. And when I was talking about 40-something.5, I'm talking about because I'm pretty sure Dwight's dick got cut off. And when Negan hears about this, first off, he's going to be like, wait, what the fuck? They've killed how many people? And then second off, he's probably going to laugh like, wait, back up. He bit your fucking dick off? What the fuck? Let's be honest. If you hear someone getting their dick bitten off, first off, you'd probably cringe, especially if you're a guy, because holy shit. Like, no matter how much you hate a guy, that's one of those things you kind of just feel, holy shit. But even after that, you have to admit, that's pretty fucking hilarious. Like, that's how your dick goes off. I mean, say you got blown off by a fucking shotgun, but not that some random ass was just bit it off. Holy shit. So yeah, pretty great episode in my opinion. I'm gonna give that one an 8 out of 10 as well. So yeah, just to go over the ratings once more. For episode 10, The Next Road, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. For episode 11, Not Untie, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. For episode 12, Not Tomorrow Yet, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. For episode 13, The Same Boat, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And for episode 14, Twice as Far, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Sorry I couldn't do individual reviews for each episode. I really wanted to, but I have no time, to be honest. And I know it's kind of weird, especially since we're in spring break, but I'm doing a lot of stuff this spring break right now. I have internships twice. I have to do my internship. I have actually some homework I need to catch up, and even after that I have to do a project which I still need to arrange. I'm gonna be filming something, so you could expect that on my second channel and my acting channel. So I'll be filming something on Saturday, the 26th, Saturday. So yeah, I'm kind of busy, and I'm also taking my driver's test later this week. Yeah, I know how to drive. I just don't have my fucking license. So fuck me. I'll finally have that for anything, if for anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's one of those things I never really expected to get, to be honest. It's like one of those things I've always wanted, but I never really expected to get, to be honest, for some reason. I don't know, it's one of those things I just kind of find weird that I'm gonna have now. I guess that's one of those things that happens when you grow up with age. I don't really see myself driving. And I know I can drive, I just don't see myself driving. It's just kind of weird. Shit. So yeah, it's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below all the ratings or rankings or whatever, the 8s out of 10s and 7 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, 8 and 7 and 8 out of 10s, all the ratings for every single episode will be down below. Yeah, again, I apologize for not being able to do individual reviews for this, and I'm gonna have to do the same thing for Arrow, Gotham, and The Flash. I may do it for Supergirl as well. I'm not sure. And maybe iZombie as well. I'm not sure. It depends how stuff pan out. I mean, for anything for Supergirl, I may just do a season 1 review. And same thing for iZombie. I may just want to do a season 2 review, which I think will just make more sense for those two. But for Supergirl, I at least want to do a review, an individual review for the Flash Supergirl crossover. So yeah, I mean there are a few ups. I don't know. The Supergirl one depends how that kind of plans over or goes over. iZombie, I just may do a whole season 2 review. Same thing with Z Nation. I might as well just do a whole season 2 review. Yeah, normally I do individual reviews, but I just don't have time. Sorry. Yeah, I just don't have time. Sorry, I know this video went on a little bit longer than expected by like 5 minutes. To be honest, I wanted to keep this 15, but stuff happens, shit happens. Sorry. I'll leave. Subscribe, comment down below, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.